Okay folks, let's talk about block 3, module 3. We're going to talk about breaks and blisters. Now the first objective of this video is, in this course should I say, was to research and log 3 different mechanical injuries. When it says the first one is a strain, and I'm putting them in order of least extreme to most extreme, like least significant to most significant. So a strain is basically a pulled muscle. A sprain is when the ligaments holding a joint together are damaged. Now you've probably heard of someone sprain their wrist or they sprain their ankle. And then you have a break, which is the third one, which is when the bone is actually broken. And I've added a fourth one here, dislocation. Dislocation is anytime the ball comes out of the socket, like your shoulder, your hip, your pelvis, stuff like that. Now, here's how you treat them. Strains and sprains, it says rest and support the injury. Wrap it with a cold compress to reduce swelling and bruising. Wrap padding around the joint. Breaks, like for your arm for example. Use your bandana for an arm splint or sling. If the injury is on the elbow, secure the arm to the body after wrapping the area with padding. Make sure the bandage isn't too tight. Check the wrist for pulse. Make sure you're not cutting off that blood flow to that limb. Now a leg break, it says fractures may be unstable, meaning that the ends of the bones could move freely. This can potentially pierce large blood vessels in the leg, resulting in severe bleeding. Don't move unless you must. Even then, only after legs have been immobilized. If you see signs of shock, ensure that the head is low, but don't raise the legs. I have written down spinal injury. Don't move them. Support their head and their neck in line with the rest of their body. Moving them could damage the spinal cord, resulting in permanent loss of movement below the injured area. Here's my leg splint. I took some bandanas on one side of my leg as padding, and then I took some on the other side of my leg as padding, and then I used some other bandana material to tie those to my leg. And then once I got that on, I put these sticks, and they're pretty tight, and I'm using bank line to hold this thing into place. My leg, even if I tried to bend it right now, it's very difficult, because it's put together pretty well. This splint is tight, but it's not to the point where I can't get blood flow in my leg. The padding helps so that this material doesn't rub against my skin or my clothing. So this is my leg splint. This is what it looks like, and it's very effective. It's really tight, and I can't even move my leg even if I wanted to. And that's the whole objective of this leg splint. It's to make the whole leg one unit. I thought about one more thing that I can use my bandana for that I wanted to share with you guys. So if I take the bandana and I find it in the center like this, I can take these ends and make a very tight, small square knot here, just like this. And the purpose of the square knot is so that, since we're talking about first aid, I have something like this, right? So what I would do is I would put my head through this, and so assuming that I had an injury or something on my arm, I could put my arm through this and use this bandana like a sling so that I could walk around with my bum arm. That's another use for the bandana in a first aid situation. Okay, let's talk about block 3, module 3. We're going to be talking about blisters. Blisters are caused by skin rubbing against a surface, also known as a friction burn. What you want to do is you want to rest and wait until it heals. it might not be possible in a survival situation to do that. If you need to burst a blister, use a sterilized needle, hold it over a flame until it's red hot, and then let it cool. Clean the area, pat the area dry, and then pierce the edge of the blister. Apply pressure to drain the fluid out, and then clean and apply a dressing over the blister. So this concludes Block 3, Module 3. We'll see you in Block 4. We're going to be talking about practical exercise and research.